manually. Oh, here we go. We're going live now. I was just about to get frustrated and hit the button. And then what do you know? Facebook's like, here you go, Kaycee.
See, always. It tests you daily,
um, all day, every day.
all day, every day. Like, guess what I changed today?
That is my world, man.
All the time.
Although, just on a side note, while we're waiting for some people to join in the fun here, um, have you seen in Facebook Business Suite the new feature?
I saw it on your Facebook post.
Yeah, I did a little story about it because I was in there doing some Pawsnickety stuff, and they have like now you can scroll through and it tells you what upcoming holidays are happening.
That's so exciting.
Regular like big holidays, of course, but then like all the fun little cutesy ones too. Like National Best Friend Day was this week.
Oh,
Why didn't we celebrate?
happy National Best Friend Day.
Thank you. Same to you. I'm sorry it's belated, but
It's okay. It happens a lot, this belated with us, but it's fine.
This is true.
No one's counting.
Right? Well, thanks for
Mhm.
joining me today, Shizzy.
You're welcome.
Everyone that doesn't know Shizuka, she is my BFF slash business partner
Partner.
at Pawsnickety Pets. And I've asked her to jump on the live with me today to talk about sales and marketing because she has a really strong background in sales. And so I'm hoping she can help me shed a little light on the differences between sales versus marketing and how to really knock it out of the park with both. Right?
Sounds good.
Right, Shiz?
Sure.
Oh, by the way, she hates going live. So this is
I
how I
know.
know how much she loves me. This is a test.
Yeah. I just want to hide, like, ah.
Okay, but you're gonna do all the talking, right? I'm just here to.
Oh gosh. Yeah, right. You talk about marketing. Go.
Well, let's talk about marketing a little bit. So today we're going to talk about the differences between sales and marketing, and how to get those two things in alignment together. And we'll give some real life examples as well. But I mean, just to start off, you guys, as much as I love marketing, because I do, otherwise I wouldn't be running this company and hiring people to work for me and doing all of the nonsense that I do from on a daily basis.
True confessions of an entrepreneur.
Yeah, no, I mean I say nonsense lovingly, okay? Like let's get that out of the way. But even as much as I love marketing, I do have a confession that marketing's only going to take you so far. There's only so much we can do as a marketing company or as an individual marketer within a business that you can do. You have to have strong sales people or sales plan in place to work with that, right?
Yep.
Because if you want to really convert and get repeat customers, you've got to nail those things down, and you've got to get it to integrate together too. Because I see, Shiz, I'm sure you've seen this over the years too, plenty of companies out there have like separate marketing and sales departments and people, and they never talk to each other.
Nope.
They never work together, and
No.
it's guys. You should be attached at the hip and helping each other along the way.
Yeah, daily. I think they should be talking daily.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And so I really want to start with kind of explaining the difference between sales and marketing, and you're gonna love this, huh?
Oh boy. Of course you do.
So I do. I have a metaphor for this, and so let's use the metaphor of striking a match to light it. So marketing, you can think of in that scenario of striking a match, you can think of marketing as the pressure you apply to strike that match. It's the thing that helps ignite it and gets your company going, but it's not the only factor involved. So once you have struck that match, lit that fire, there are a ton of other factors that come into play in order to keep that fire going or that momentum in your business going. And so you have to think about all the little things that could come up, and you have to think about how you can guard and protect that baby little flame and make sure that it doesn't burn out. So is there too much wind? Is it going to rain? Are you walking too quickly and holding on to that match, and it's just going to get blown out just by the airflow? There's a lot of different things that can happen, and it's the same with your marketing. So in this scenario, in this metaphor, sales are the nurturing tasks, and
Ooh,
is the spark of interest that's generated.
I like it.
So I made
Yeah,
that up.
that's really good. It makes sense. And then, like, to go a little further with that metaphor, one thing to definitely note is they both have one goal, right? Common goal is to keep the flame alive. So that's another thing to keep in mind, that yes, two departments do different things, but they have a shared goal, is to keep that flame alive. Or whether it's this item that you're trying to sell or the service, it's that common goal that people don't really realize. Oh, they're in a different department, they have a different goal. No, you do, you have the same one. You just have to talk about it and figure it out and be on the same page.
I'm so glad that you said that, because I have a little list of steps to make sure that you're aligning your sales and marketing goals, and you've named like almost all of them. So
Oh, cool.
yeah, so the first thing to do is to figure out the common ground between those two pieces. And then step 2 is to define some goals together, create those goals together, figure out how each piece of that plays into or contributes to the achievement of those goals. And then step 3 is to strategize and document a strategy, make a game plan. And then step 4 would be to talk about talking, which is something I do a lot of. But talk about talking and figure out how these different people, plans, everything's going to integrate, talk to, communicate with each other, and how often you're going to step back together and make sure that you're adapting and adjusting that plan or those individual plans, and make sure that you're moving on the right path.
Those are amazing steps. Let's do it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
No, but it really does make a huge difference. And I think that how this comes up in our world here at Create Captivate pretty frequently is that, we have a lot of small business owner clients who just get really wrapped up into going in too many directions, and want to sprinkle their efforts across the board, which I totally understand, because my FOMO is strong. My FOMO is so strong. And so I really understand that on a really real level. But you have to hone in on just a few things and kill them, like crush the hell out of those, and then maybe be able to add some efforts in here and there as you go.
And it kind of connects with expectation, goals and expectations, and be realistic about it, right? So they come to you, you're the digital marketing, and they say, I want a complete marketing plan to do A, B, and C, or even just A. And they expect that everything you do is just going to miraculously bring them sales.
Right.
And sometimes that's not the truth. It's the start of it. They're off to a great start by coming to you and igniting that match. But then they have to think, okay, Kaycee did the marketing, and now what's sales? And this is together with you, come up with a plan, or come up with a plan first and see how it matches with what you did.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So that's exactly what I'm saying here with like having an integrative, comprehensive approach without spreading yourself too thin. So it's putting your firepower into the things that are going to get you the most bang for your buck, and then taking those bucks that you earn in return from those efforts and putting them into adding on more as you go. And
Mm-hmm.
that's why we like to a la carte things around here and just kind of help people. And that's why we always say, like, we meet you where you're at. So
Yeah.
not everyone is going to have a, $3,000 a month budget to throw into all, like, every last marketing thing we could possibly do for them. So that's why I'm like, okay, let's identify one goal that we want to achieve, and let's look at where we think, with our experience and background, what our educated guess is on what we can do with that to get you the most return on your investment the quickest.
That makes sense. And I feel like sometimes people always have almost like an expectation because you see it on the Facebook. We're on social media all day long, right? And then we are scrolling and you're like, but this company, all they have is a marketing, a boosted Facebook ad, and they have 50 million views and they are selling all these things. And because of technology, yes, it does happen, but is it realistic to small businesses that we cater to? It's really not. It's not. And it's one of those, what, couple in a million, right, businesses out there that happens to. So I feel like sometimes people think that's the normal, that that's something that should happen, right? And
Yep.
it's not. I think it's the hard truth that we're going to tell you today. It's not.
Yeah, we're here to burst some bubbles today, but in a kind way. We
Mm-hmm.
tried, right? Because that's also a big thing for me, is like, I'm not here just to sell you whatever I can. I'm here to sell you what's going to work for you, because I want you to be happy, love the ever loving life out of us,
Mm-hmm.
back for more, and to tell your friends how amazing we are to work with
Yeah.
too.
And to kind of like what do you call it, celebrate success together, right?
Yeah,
We're all small businesses, me, you, and our clients. So the biggest thing is that they use our services and go, oh my god, this happened, and I just want to celebrate that with them. And for us to do that, it has to make sure that it's going to help them. We don't want to sell you anything that you don't need or want. We just
yeah,
want to help you.
and we want to meet your expectations too.
Mhm.
So you keep talking about expectations, and yeah, I think that there are some definite misunderstandings, and some assumptions,
Mhm.
and really it's just tapping into, once again, those goals of what can we do to move the needle forward the quickest,
Mhm.
and get you to the next step, where we
Mhm.
learn a little bit more, and then we get a little more involved and a little bit more involved until you're able to, like, fully, like, let that go and really invest into, like, the, I don't know, the full enchilada.
Yeah. And sometimes, I don't know if this is with you or not, but with my consulting business, sometimes the best case scenario is when they don't need me anymore. I
Yeah.
come in and I help to make sure you can get to a place where you have a full-time CEO, you have a full-time sales manager, and I have a system in place set up for them so they can take over, learn it, make it their own, and then they just go crazy, whatever they want to do from there, and it becomes successful. And to me, that's amazing. Like, great.
Yeah, I say it all the time, like, that's why we don't lock people into long-term contracts.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of marketing agencies will do, like, 3-year minimum contracts.
Wow, really?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So
Yep.
much could change.
I know, exactly. And we don't do, I'm like, give me 3 months. Give me three
Yeah.
months at a time. And we'll work together, we'll do our best, you'll do your best, and we'll see what happens. And if you're happy, you'll stay. And if at any point you're like, this just doesn't seem to work, or it's not what I thought it was going to be, or any reason, really, it's like, okay, okay, butterfly, fly, do your thing.
Exactly.
Not hold anyone hostage. I'm not going to sit here and say, no, we have to, mm-mm. just
Makes sense.
do your thing. Um, because we've also had plenty of people do that and then come back to us at some point and be like, I tried some other things. Let's come back to square one. And I'm like, that's
Yeah.
cool. That's fine.
And we welcome with open arms all the time. Trial and error, just like we do. Everybody should do the same.
Yep. Yeah, so like I love the idea of like just putting yourself out of business and saying, if we're having to lock you down for multiple years at a time, um,
Yeah,
then we're probably not that great at what we do.
that's true.
We might be really good at it, but maybe we just get stuck and stagnant too. And like nobody likes
Hmm.
that. That doesn't serve
Hmm.
anyone. So yeah, but like to talk about a little bit real life examples too, I want to kind of share some thoughts because yesterday was 6 months in business at Pawsnickety.
Yay!
Uh,
Woo.
I was working on an IG reel to celebrate that, and I didn't finish it. So,
We'll do a live version.
but we're bona fide retailers now, and I think it's a really clean, clear example of how sales and marketing are different but should work together in the
Hmm.
world. So
Yeah,
I'm curious from you, like, were there any lessons because you used to work when I met you, you worked at Virginia Toy.
I did. I was a
Um,
sales coordinator.
yes, you were a sales coordinator, and I'm just curious, do you think there were any big lessons that you learned there that you carried forward into Pawsnickety?
Absolutely. So I was a sales coordinator. I was in charge of hiring sales team. And because Virginia Toy is a very small company, the owner is the sales manager, which makes sense to me because he's the best person who can sell. So why not learn from the owner? So I work closely with them right underneath him, hiring, education, kind of everything, trade shows, everything has to do with meeting his goals that he set. And one thing that I definitely, and this relates to Pawsnickety too, is education. Biggest thing ever. So being in sales, you have to know your products or you have to know your services. Because as you said, marketing is going to ignite who you are and who the company that you work for and maybe items here and there that they feature on social media. They're going to come to you and say, what else? So I think this solves my problem. Is this true or not? Is this something that I need? You have to be able to educate your customers and lead them in the right direction with the product knowledge or the service knowledge. That is the biggest thing that I've learned working at Virginia Toy.
And I think you've done such a beautiful job with that, with Pawsnickety, bringing that to the forefront with us because, um, man, when we kicked off, you were immediately like, we need to start meeting all of our vendors. We need to do all these trainings
Mm-hmm.
because we have all these products that we may have heard of before, but we don't know the like in-depth science behind it or
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about like specifically like things like raw dog food. Like
Yeah.
I didn't know anything about feeding raw before
Yeah.
opening the store. And so you like really made that a top priority. And I think that because like I had the marketing going, like we had
Mm-hmm.
a presence, a consistent presence out there in the webiverse.
Yep.
And then you took that and you sealed the deal because people heard about us, they came in, they asked questions, and were
Mm-hmm.
able to answer them and talk intelligently about the products. And even some of it too, I think this is a big part of it is uh, there's also that caveat where you can't know everything.
Mm-hmm.
And people see right through that when you pretend that you do. So we're like, yeah, we do know quite a bit. We have learned a lot in 6 months, but there's still so much information to learn and absorb. So if we don't know the answer, we're gonna be resources for you and we're gonna do everything we can to find it for you. We may not know it off the top of our heads.
That's so true. And a lot of the times, as salespeople, we tend to really, really pay attention to the numbers and we want to look at it every day. We want to see where we are. And sometimes it's important to take a kind of step back as well. You have to meet that sales goal as a salesperson. That's number one, and I get it. But if you do the right thing, if you're taking the right steps, educating yourself, working with your marketing department to have the resources that you can send to your customers when the inquiries comes in. When you're doing the right steps, it will get you there. Those sales goals are meant to be there for a reason. So you can work towards it, but also make it too, and that's what the company wants as well. They don't want to give you with some crazy goal that you can't make. No, these are goals that's going to help the company, that's going to help you at the same time, and everybody's happy in between.
Yeah, I like what you said there about like sales and bringing that over into the marketing and bringing them the stuff that they need to know about to help. So I was just thinking about, how we've then integrated sales and marketing at Pawsnickety by having, by just knowing and working in the store and knowing what questions people are asking, and then sharing those answers in the marketing on social media, on our blog, in our e-newsletter, like in our lives and stuff, trying to educate people and answer those kind of frequently asked questions. I think that's one really beautiful way that sales and marketing can work together, to really help solidify like that whole process.
I agree. It's definitely a back and forth conversation that it's not just from one to the other and it ends. It goes back and forth so many times to meet that common goal. And sometimes people just don't realize that maybe a salesperson goes, okay, this is the goal I'm trying to meet. I'm going to give it to the marketing. They're going to make all these materials for me and I'm going to use it. No, that's not where it ends, right? So marketing department goes to the sales and go, this is what I made for you. Is this going to meet your goal? Well, let's think about it. What other tools can I have? And then based on that conversation, maybe there's more materials that they need, or maybe some other goals might pop up. That's how you communicate with each other and then make sure that both goals are met. That one common goal of keeping the fire alive.
Yeah, because you also have to think that, that you might want to like ignite that one match, and that might be step one or goal one, but you're going to have bigger goals. You're going to have multiple goals. So if your big long-term goal is to like light 1,000 luminaries through a neighborhood, like what are you going to have to do? How are you going to have to work together to make that happen? So, or maybe it's somewhere in between that one match and 1,000 luminaries.
I mean, 1,000 sounds great. I'm kind of like 1 or 1,000 kind of person, so
yeah, that's why we get along.
there's no in between.
No, we don't do that.
Nope.
It's either 100,000% or nothing.
Absolutely, that's how we roll.
For you all the time.
Oh, that's funny.
That is funny. But I think those are a couple of real world examples from what we've learned being in the retail space now, that I think are super relevant.
Mm-hmm.
And, I'm just curious if anyone watching has questions, go ahead and drop them in the comments. I'm watching and waiting. And we'll be happy to answer them along the way.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think that
There's a couple of keywords I think I want people to remember when they're thinking about this next time, because I feel like remembering a lot is a lot in our daily lives. But if we can get words in their mind that they can think of next time they're thinking about it, would be expectations, education, goals, collaboration, communication.
Yeah.
Those are some of the key words to definitely think around when you're coming up with sales and marketing strategies.
Yeah, you want to really, it's all about just having a unified front. And bringing that all home together. And even if it's just a one person show, right?
Yes.
Still
absolutely
blend this all together so that there's intention and thought and planning behind everything that you do, so you know how to adapt and move forward as you grow.
And kind of putting a different hat each time too, as you're thinking, okay, I'm gonna do marketing right now. Kind of ignore the sales part a little bit. Be creative, see what you can come up with. And then once you have that, yeah, put another hat on and do all the numbers and sales and see how they mesh together. There's a lot of one-person companies out there. And I think it's important not to get, like you said, to pay attention to too many things,
Yeah.
but to hone down and, let's do marketing, let's do sales. How do they work together? And that's where you and I can come help too, to see, let's look at it. Let's see, what works and what doesn't.
Yeah. A little analytical perspective from the outside is definitely helpful. Sure that you're putting your power and energy into the things that really make the most sense.
Absolutely.
I feel like we're doing pretty well with that over at Pawsnickety these days, which gives us a little street cred.
That's true. And we're not afraid to kind of like talk to each other about things either. And that's one of the things that maybe if you have a bigger company that has different department, as the owner or the manager, you have to make sure the sales teams are comfortable talking to the marketing team. So coming within an environment where they can talk to each other without, any animosity or anything really, competition, whatever it may be. People can be people sometimes. So you have to make sure that you're creating as owner managers and an environment that people can talk to. And with us, we already have that in our mind. So if I need something from you, I will be like, I need this, I need this, I need this. And same thing for you. If you need something from me, you won't let me go until you need it. And that's how we get stuff done around here.
Is it? Yeah. So
it is.
Yeah, so I think that's pretty good as all the points I wanted to touch on, but thank you for jumping on here with me and sharing your brilliant brain with the
Thanks.
today. It was so good.
Can I go hide now?
Yes.
Okay.
I know you're gonna go hibernate. I hope you get to pet lots of puppies today.
I do too. It was a little dicey because of the weather. It was rainy, but it's clearing up. So I hope people come visit me today.
Yeah, pet some pups, have some fun, and thanks again.
New toys.
Oh, they're so cute. You guys, if you're not following Pawsnickety Pets, go look them up right now because there are some really cute products. I unpacked all those boxes yesterday and I was just like, dang, I really need to adopt a dog so I can buy these toys.
You've been saying that a lot. I would not be surprised if you came home with a dog one day at this point.
A breakdown is gonna happen. I'm gonna break. I'm gonna crack.
Chance is gonna be so happy.
I know. Part of me is like, no, stay strong. But a bigger part of me is like, puppies are cute.
Puppies are adorable.
So anyway, on
that note,
I hope everybody has a happy Friday. Thank you so much for joining us for another fun-filled episode of 5 Minute is Friday. Look forward to next week. I believe Kara McKeon or Megan will be doing next week's Friday. I'm not sure, but watch. And the information I don't even know anymore. Like, it's so great to have a team who's helping out with these.
We'll find out.
Yeah, I'll find out with you guys.
Yeah.
I should know, but I don't. I got too much going on to keep up with that. So
yeah, your team's doing amazing. They got this.
They're killing it, and so yeah, I love it. I love having them helping out and doing what we do around here. So.
Yeah.
All right, lady. Have a lovely afternoon.
You too.
Bye, Facebook friends.